What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Brad Browning here. As many of you probably already know, I'm a breakup and relationship coach from Vancouver, Canada. And you can learn more about me and my best-selling X Factor Guide program at my website, breakupbrad.com. Now, in this particular video, I'm going to talk about ways to rebuild mutual attraction with your ex. If you've seen any of my other videos here on YouTube, then you know this is absolutely critical to winning him or her back. You can't simply convince your ex to take you back with words alone. In fact, that almost always makes things worse. So whatever you do, do not try to talk your way back into your ex's heart, because that's a recipe for disaster. No amount of logic and reasoning is going to convince your ex that they should give your relationship another shot. Instead, you have to tap into their emotions and essentially make your ex fall back in love with you so that they'll ignore logic and give in to their feelings. And that's how you rebuild a romantic relationship, and there really isn't any other way to win your ex back. Of course, the question now is, how do you make your ex fall back in love with you? How do you rebuild that attraction that your ex once felt for you so that he or she decides on their own that they want to get back together? Well, there's a number of things you can do to make this happen. I'm only going to give you a few examples here in this video, but I describe these methods in full detail in my X Factor Guide program. So if you're interested in learning more, please visit www.breakupbrad.com and sign up for the program to get more info and more guidance on rebuilding attraction. Now, the first thing you can do to rebuild attraction between you and your ex is actually quite counterintuitive, and it's something I've talked a lot about in some of my other videos here on YouTube, and that is to simply stop talking to your ex. Yes, you heard me correctly. Ignoring your ex and shutting down all communication with him or her is an effective means to make them fall back in love with you. Now, as crazy as that sounds, I promise you it works extremely well. I call this the no contact method. You can learn more about it in some of my other videos, so I'm not going to go into detail here. But essentially, there's two reasons that ignoring your ex helps to rebuild attraction. First of all, when you suddenly vanish from your ex's life, you're shocking him or her into realizing what life is like when you're not around. On its own, this can sometimes be enough to actually make your ex beg for you to take them back. It also gives your ex time to let go of the negative memories that may have led to your breakup and revive some of the happier, more nostalgic ones. It's human nature to subconsciously purge negative memories over time, so by ignoring your ex, you're simply allowing this to happen naturally. The result is that your ex will start to forget about the significance of the negative aspects of your relationship that led to the breakup and focus more on the happy times you shared together. And lastly, this technique also taps into another element of human nature, which is the desire to want what you can't have. Yes, this cliche really is true, and it's been proven by numerous studies that both men and women are attracted to members of the opposite sex that aren't romantically available. So by disappearing from your ex's life, you're making yourself appear less available, which helps to subconsciously make your ex more attracted to you. Now, this by itself isn't going to save your relationship, but it's still a useful tactic and further enhances the effectiveness of the no contact method. This actually ties into another attraction building technique that also takes advantage of human nature. Have you ever heard the term pre-selection? If not, it's a fairly simple concept. Essentially, humans are hardwired to be more attracted to someone if that person is also being pursued by other people. So in simple terms, all of us have a subconscious bias towards members of the opposite sex who are either already in a relationship or being romantically pursued by others. And when you think about it, this actually makes perfect sense. If I've got 10 beautiful women chasing me around, begging for my phone number or asking me out on a date, which would be awesome, then it's only logical to conclude that I must be a great guy, right? And that's pre-selection. And it's also something that you can use to make yourself more attractive in the eyes of your ex. By using what I call covert jealousy, you can make it appear to your ex that you're being pursued by other guys or girls, and thus causing your ex to question whether it was a good idea to end the relationship with you. Now, you can't simply pick up the phone and call your ex to tell them that you went on a date with somebody last night. Trust me, that will end badly. You have to be strategic and subtle when using this kind of jealousy tactic to rebuild your ex's attraction for you, which is why I've dedicated an entire section of my X Factor program to the topic. If you want more detail on that, just please visit breakupbrad.com and watch the free video there on my website. For the sake of this video, just keep in mind that getting out there and dating other people can be a very effective means of making your ex fall back in love with you. Even hanging out with members of the opposite sex can be enough to spark feelings of jealousy in your ex's mind and improve your odds of getting back together. Just exercise caution whenever you're trying to use jealousy to win back your ex, because it can easily backfire if you don't do it properly. And beyond jealousy, there's several other things you can do to help change the way your ex feels about you and your relationship. One particularly effective method is to subtly remind your ex of the positive aspects of your time together. You can do this in person or on the phone, but it's often easiest via text message. All you need to do is find a logical, justifiable reason to send your ex a text message that will remind them of a happy, fun memory that you shared together. Now, I've gone through a few examples in my other YouTube videos, but here's a sample text message that you might send to your ex to bring up a positive memory. You might say something like, hey, hope all is well with you. Just wondering if you remember the name of that restaurant we went to on our second date? You know, the tiny romantic place in that back alley downtown? That was such a fun night. I want to go back there this weekend with a friend, but I can't remember the name of the place. Thanks, talk soon. Now, to your ex, this message probably wouldn't seem out of the ordinary, right? You're just politely asking if he or she can remember the name of a restaurant. But you're actually forcing your ex to remember that fun night that you shared together on your second date. And assuming it was really was a happy memory for both of you, then it's bound to stir up some feelings of nostalgia in your ex's mind. The more you can remind your ex of the fun times you shared together, the more likely he or she will be to want those feelings back again, which of course helps you in your quest to get back together with them. Now, if you're having trouble thinking of what to text your ex to spark these kind of happy memories, then please consider signing up for my X Factor Guide program, in which I share a number of text messages and email templates you can copy and paste to send to your ex just to start rebuilding those feelings of mutual attraction. Again, you can grab your copy at breakupbrad.com. And the final tip I'm going to share is somewhat related to the happy reminder technique that I just talked about, but it's even simpler and easier to employ. Next time you interact with your ex, in fact, every time you talk to your ex, either in person or on the phone or via text message, make sure that the conversation is fun, happy, and upbeat. Don't be a downer, because nobody's attracted to drama or bickering. By making your ex laugh and showing him or her a good time every chance you get, you'll help suppress the negative memories that led to your breakup and reshape your ex's perception of you. If he or she thinks of you as someone who's fun to be around, they'll want to talk to you and they'll want you back in their life. I know this sounds extremely simple, but you'd be blown away about how many of my coaching clients, they spend all their time bickering with their ex or engaging in serious conversations rather than just having fun together. The bottom line is that all interactions with your ex should be fun and upbeat, not serious and depressing. Well, that just about does it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like my personal advice on your situation, please visit breakupbrad.com/coaching for more info on my one-on-one coaching service. And similarly, if you've got a quick question or comment about this video, please feel free to share it in the comment section below and I'll do my best to respond personally. Thanks again for watching. Good luck out there. I'll see you next time.